Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but what should I do with my plate?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I wasn't sure if you could smell this.
Sorry to interrupt, but I brought some cheese dip and crackers. Would you like?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just have to ask you, have we met somewhere before?
Sorry to interrupt, but which is the examiner desk?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you all right, miss?
Sorry to interrupt, but Mark wanted to share something with everyone.
Sorry to interrupt, but I need your daughter alive.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you the secretaries of Juliet?
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is kind of important.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the cookout's just about to start.
Time for that. Well, sorry to interrupt, but Jackie, this is not your answer.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'd like to make a short Thanksgiving toast and then invite you all to commence eating.
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but I just have to tell you, what you did back there was amazing.
Sorry to interrupt, but could you say it?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I thought you should know there was a security break.
Catherine, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have Michael Breakstone on line 3.
So sorry to interrupt, but I think God wants me to tell you what's going on at that health spa across the way.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you discuss this idea with Steve?
Sorry to interrupt, but I think Star Wars technically constitutes fantasy.
James, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have several urgent calls from a Henry.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I really need to speak with you.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Well, it's a little different for us, sorry to interrupt, but Jess and I were freshman year roommates, so it's kind of like family.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt, but I'd like to introduce you to your new classmate.
Excuse me, preacher, but could I talk to you for a minute?
Could I talk to you for a minute?
Go ahead.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
What about?
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Mike, could I talk to you for a minute?
Could I talk to you for a minute, please?
Could I talk to you for a minute, Chris?
Matt, could I talk to you for a minute?
Hi. Could I talk to you for a minute, please, Mr. Norris?
Yeah, sure. Could I talk to you for a minute?
What? Talk to you for a minute, please. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Could I talk to you for a minute?
Oh. Norman, could I talk to you for a minute, please?
Hey, Sultan, Angora, Minx, Kashmir. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Mr. Vincent, could I talk to you for a minute?
Buttermaker, could I talk to you for a minute?
Ben. Ben, could I talk to you for a minute alone?
Do you have a minute?
You have a minute to talk?
Do you have a minute?
Do you have a minute? Yeah, of course. What's up?
Do you have a minute?
Don't do that. That's bad for him.
Do you have a minute to come in?
Do you have a minute?
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 Do you have a minute to talk?
Do you have a minute who?
Do you have a minute?
Well, David, do you have a minute?
Do you have a minute?
Actually, Elizabeth, when practice is over, do you have a minute to talk?
Do you have a minute?
Hi.
Do you have a minute?
Do you have a minute?
Good scene. Really great scene.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah. Do you have a minute, Laura?
For you, always.
Yeah, hey, do you have a minute?
It's Linda. Do you have a minute?
Do you have a minute?
Hey.
Do you have a minute?
Do you have a minute?
Do you have a minute? I was...
Now, before he comes out, I just want to say that we're all heartbroken about what's going on in the city tonight.
Sir, I just want to say that we're both, on a personal level, really enormous fans.
I just want to say that I'm safe.
I just want to say that this is a very happy moment for me. To see you both together again. Reunited.
And I just want to say that
It was bizarre not to share the fact that your daughter went to MC State.
I just want to say that I'm really honored to become mayor of Svalbard.
What?
if I do, I just want to say that you've been a terrific roommate and friend for 25 years.
I just want to say that.
I just want to say that I am very happy to have you all here.
I just want to say that.
I just want to say that I'm sorry, but I don't know how.
I just want to say that.
I just want to say that I'm not happy with the direction our company is taking, and I will have some very strong things to say at our next board meeting.
I just want to say that I'd like to try and get along better.
I just want to say that, well, I'm really gonna miss you a lot.
And, as your friend, I just want to say that maybe it's time you talk to her.
I just want to say that we are having a party and we are all listening and we are going to keep on listening because the Smiths are the greatest band in the world and it's about time that we heard our music on the radio.
Look, I don't want to be a pain in the ass here, but I just want to say that the offer still stands.
Even if there is no I, if we were completely played and we spend the next 20 years in jail, then I just want to say that.
I just want to say that, in spite of rumors to the contrary, Karen, there is a big difference between being married and being in prison.
Hey, Beth, it's Russ calling you, and I just want to say that I had a really great time last night.
And I just want to say that you've really made me part of your family, and I want to say thank you for that.
I just want to say that I'm really glad that it's you that I have to do this with.
I just want to say that we all really appreciate what you're doing for us.
May I have a word, sir?
Hello?
May I have a word with Mr. Benedict?
May I have a word with you, dear?
Eric, may I have a word?
May I have a word with you, sir?
May I have a word with the major?
May I have a word in private?
Thank you, Miss Jessom. Mr. Sweeney, may I have a word with you?
Larita, may I have a word?
Actually, if you don't mind, may I have a word with the boy alone first?
Sure.
May I have a word with you?
Mr. Hitch, may I have a word with you, please, sir?
May I have a word with you, please, William? I mean, Mr. President.
May I have a word?
Mrs. Rush, may I have a word with you, please?
Sir, may I have a word with you, please?
May I have a word?
No.
May I have a word with you?
May I have a word in private about my proposal?
May I have a word with you in private, sir?
Sure.
Chris, may I have a word?
May I have a word with you?
Excuse me, madam. May I have a word with you?
Good afternoon, madam. May I have a word about some of the charges you've been placing on the room?
May I have a word with you, maybe privately?